today we are going to talk about sandalwood. And sandalwood, there is an Indian sandalwood, and that's just the plain sandalwood. And there's Hawaiian sandalwood. And they're the same. Okay, so traditionally, sandalwood oil is part of a religious traditions in India and other Eastern countries. The sandalwood tree itself is considered holy. It's used for various religious ceremonies, including weddings and births. It was used for embalming in ancient Egypt. So the sandalwood tree must grow for at least 40 to 80 years before the roots can be harvested, and sandalwood trees can live for up to 100 years. So, and this one, very honestly, I'm not 1000% sure on where, because like that statement says, makes it sound like they use the roots to get the oil. But another place I was reading is that it's steam distilled from the heartwood of the oil, or of the tree. So I'm not 100% sure, but it comes from the wood versus the leaves. That I'm sure of. And
just listening to the oil thing while I work. Elizabeth does it.
And okay, let's see if it'll advance. Okay, so the trees actually look very different. This is an Indian sandalwood tree, and this is a Hawaiian sandalwood tree. So that the Hawaiian one is looser and I don't know, to me it almost looks more bush-like, but they're pretty big. So the differences and the similarities between them are: Indian sandalwood comes from India. Amazing statement, right? Hawaiian sandalwood comes from Hawaii. They have nearly identical chemical profiles, so you can use them for the same thing. Indian sandalwood has a more woody and dry aroma. Hawaiian sandalwood has a rich, sweet aroma. They have the same health benefits, so you can just choose the one that you're drawn to the aroma more. Hawaiian sandalwood has been, the sandalwood trees have been in decline, and there haven't been as much. And so there have been, DoTerra has gone in and they bought a huge, I can't remember how many thousands of acres, but they bought a huge area of land. And then they went in and on one presidential and diamond trip where they took all the leaders of the company, and they went over and they planted like, I can't remember, I want to say 5,000 sandalwood trees. And they've gone back and planted trees, I think 3 times now, so that they can restore and be environmentally responsible, so that we'll still have Hawaiian sandalwood oil available, but that they can be replenishing the supply. When I send out the handout, then I'm going to find the link. I know that there is a co-impact sourcing and a behind the bottle video, and I will send you the links for those. And they're really worth watching, because it is really interesting that they what they can do. So sandalwood is the oil of sacred devotion. Sandalwood assists with all kinds of prayer, meditation, and spiritual worship. This oil has been used since ancient times for its powerful ability to calm the mind, still the heart, and prepare the spirit to commune with God or whatever your higher power is. This oil asks individuals to assess where their hearts are and challenges them to reorder their priorities to be in alignment with the divine will. So just calming the mind and stilling the heart. I read those and think, yeah, I need that. Sandalwood assists in quieting the mind so that individuals may hear the subtle voice of the spirit. It raises them into higher levels of consciousness. Sandalwood assists one in reaching beyond their current confines and belief systems. So depending on who you ask, then it's 70 to 90% of our thoughts are in our subconscious. And so this kind of helps us be aware of some of those and bring some of those to our conscious thoughts so that we can really think about them and see where we want to go with those, and to order our priorities so that they're where we really want them to be. So the negative emotions are if you are disconnected from God or your spiritual self, from your higher power, emptiness, overthinking, materialistic. I am an expert at overthinking. I hope some of you are also, but I am a total expert at overthinking, which is not necessarily a good thing. Positive properties are what we want it to help us have more of: humble, spiritual devotion, spiritual clarity, having a feeling of stillness, surrender, and connected to our higher consciousness. So it can be used aromatically, topically, and internally. The top properties, now catch this list of top properties: antidepressant, antiseptic, anti-tumor, aphrodisiac, astringent, calming or a sedative, tonic, anti-inflammatory, anti-carcinoma, antiviral, anti-aging, memory booster, cicatrizant. I have no idea if that's how you say it. It is the property of healing by scar tissue, healing a wound by creating scar tissue. Carminative relieves flatulence, diuretic, and disinfectant. So there are just tons of things. You can just look at that list of properties and tell a lot of the things that it will do. So with mental clarity, then for mental clarity, use it primarily in your diffuser, or you can use it as a fragrance. Inhale sandalwood oil the next time you have a big deadline that requires mental focus, but you still want to remain calm during the process. I'm sure none of you ever have that situation in your lives, but I do. Relaxing and calming. It is great to relieve anxiety, stress, and feelings of, severe feelings of discouragement. It can enhance your mood. It's a tree. So tree oils are very grounding. And it will help you settle and balance your emotions. You can apply a couple of drops of sandalwood to the palms of your hand, then cup your hands around your nose and inhale for up to 30 seconds. It's a natural aphrodisiac. The practitioners of Ayurvedic, I'm also not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's close. Ayurvedic medicine use sandalwood as an aphrodisiac. So it can help increase libido and just make things more enjoyable. So it can be an astringent. Lots of people use it to fight eruptions on your facial skin and dark spots. It's an excellent antiviral agent. So it's anti-inflammatory. So it is helpful when you have things come up that are due to inflammation or that you need antiviral for. So it's great for mild skin irritation, such as superficial wounds, skin eruptions, warts, or boils. So you can use them for all of that. Anti-inflammatory, it can be mild inflammation like insect bites, contact irritations, and other skin irritations, to more extreme forms of inflammation, that inflammation in the brain, in your digestive system, in your nervous system, circulatory or excretory systems, And so inflammation is a huge cause of a lot of the illnesses that and the aches and pains that we experience in our lives. And so sandalwood is a good oil to keep in mind for that. A 2014 study found that the active compounds in sandalwood can decrease inflammation markers in the body called cytokines. It's believed that these active compounds act in a similar manner as NSAID medications. NSAIDs are pain medications like Advil and Motrin, but it doesn't have the negative side effects. Sandalwood is not going to mess up your digestive system like some of the NSAID medications that you can get. It is an excellent expectorant that can be helpful in the natural treatment of colds and coughs. Anti-aging, we're all at a point where this is getting to be a small interest to a huge interest. Anti-aging, sandalwood is high in antioxidants that can help reduce damage caused by free radicals, which promote aging. You can try adding 5 drops of sandalwood to an unscented lotion and applying it directly to the face for natural anti-aging benefits, or to help treat minor skin effects. It also helps promote a healthy looking smooth skin, so you can add it to your moisturizer or any of your facial care products. It is an antiseptic, so it's safe for internal and external. It helps protect internal wounds, and sometimes we have things in our stomach where the stomach lining isn't all in one piece and it has irritations there. You can add sandalwood to milk to drink, and that will calm down that situation in your stomach. Similarly, when applied to the skin, it protects wounds, sores, boils, skin eruptions from developing infections or from becoming septic. So you can also use it that it has a positive effect on garden plants. It helps your plants cope with environmental stress. It can help restore moisture to your hair. Simply apply 1 to 2 drops of the oil to wet hair, or you can add a few drops to your shampoo or conditioner. You can combine it with peppermint, sandalwood, and melaleuca and shea butter or coconut oil to have for a shaving cream. It's great to diffuse for relaxation. It's also great to add it to Epsom salts and then put the salts in the bath water. It provides grounding effects, so it will help with your sleep. You can diffuse sandalwood next to your bed as you're going to sleep to help promote a relaxing environment for a restful night's sleep. You can also apply a couple of drops to the back of your neck before going to sleep, and that will help you have restful sleep. There is a situation that arises lots of times in elderly people where their memories aren't as sharp as they once were. You can use sandalwood and take it in a capsule or apply on the bottoms of the feet and back of the neck, and that will help support your body in fighting that. It also can be effective for hiccups and laryngitis. So next time you have hiccups, then go and get your sandalwood and see if it helps. Sandalwood is found in Anchor, Console, Passion, and Whisper. One of the things, Desiree Mangadoc, most of you I think are familiar with her. She does a lot with the emotional aspects of oils. She actually, in a lot of her recipes, will specify whether Indian sandalwood or Hawaiian sandalwood is better. But you can interchange them if you don't have it. And if there's something that you need sandalwood for and you don't happen to have it, then you can also substitute the Anchor, the Console, one of those oils that it's found in. Some precautions are you should always test oils on a small area of skin. On your wrist is a good place to do it. And just like a tiny bit, just put your finger on it and tip it over and put some on to test for if there's any skin irritations. And if it does bother you, then immediately apply fractionated coconut oil. Or if you need to, put butter, Crisco, any regular oil, just don't do water. Water is going to make the situation worse. If you have kidney disease, then you should not use sandalwood internally, and infants and children should not use sandalwood internally. So those are, that's most of what I have for you about sandalwood. It's not an oil that I use lots. After studying this and doing it, then I think that there are some reasons that I need to start using it more. That's one of the reasons I love doing these, is because it reminds me of things that I need to use it more for. But so consider putting it on your order. So just a fun fact at the end is sandalwood is found in the heartwood or core of the tree, and it takes 15 years before the oil can be harvested. So that's one of the reasons doTERRA is planting now, and they're thinking, ahead for the future, so that they will have a supply of sandalwood with the trees. And I think you'll really like the videos that I send you. So consider sandalwood. Hope you know more now than you did before.